In the second Sicha of Parshas Yisro, the Rebbe addresses the final mitzvah in this week's Parsha, the mitzvah to build a ramp for the Kohanim to ascend up onto the altar, onto the Mizbeach. The Torah, God commands us to build a ramp and not to build steps. The Mizbeach was very tall and it was inaccessible if there was not either a ramp or stairs. And so the Torah commands us, do not ascend to the altar with stairs, but rather you should ascend to the altar with a ramp. Rashi says, what's the problem? Why can't you ascend to the altar with steps? And Rashi explains that walking normally, as opposed to climbing steps, allows a person to proceed with measured steps. Whereas when you climb steps, it's slightly less dignified. And so, as an act of courtesy to the stairs, to the stones upon which you are treading, instead of climbing them as you would stairs, walk upon them as you would a ramp, and that is more dignified and more respectful. And then Rashi says, imagine if the Torah asks us to treat stones with courtesy and with decency, all the more so must we treat our fellow man with respect and honor. After all, the stones have no feelings, and our fellow man is created in God's image. Created in God's image. So there, from here we can deduce an encouragement to treat each other with great respect and with dignity. So let's analyze this a little bit. If the stones have no feelings, then why does the Torah concern itself with our showing the stones courtesy and dignity? It is because the stones, the ramp, is a indispensable means for the Kohanim to ascend up to the altar to do their holy work. So the stones of the ramp, these are in a way representative of the Kohanes. So when you disrespect them, you are disrespecting the Kohanes who use them and utilize them to do their holy work. So it's not just the dignity of the actual stones, it's the dignity of the Kohanes who use them. The stones are a symbol and a representation of the Kohanes, and the Kohanes certainly deserve dignity and honor. The same is true about our fellow man. It's more than just common courtesy and common decency to treat other people well and to respect and honor people with dignity. It's also important to think, what does the person represent? The person is created in God's image, Rashi says. When you treat another person, God forbid, with disrespect or in an undignified manner, you are treating God in an undignified manner. And to spin it around in a positive sense, when you honor your fellow man, you are honoring God, in whose likeness and whose image your fellow man is created. And when you embrace and love your fellow Jew, you are embracing and loving God. There is no sunlight between them, no daylight between them. There isn't really a clear distinction between, so to speak, religious mitzvahs and civil mitzvahs, mitzvahs between man and God, or mitzvahs between man and man, because the way you treat people, you are treating God that way, because the person is created in God's image. So if you have to respect the stones because they are a representation of the Kohanes, certainly you must respect people because they are a representation of God.